north to south, coast to coast. This is the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Going to have Facebook up here in just about 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Haven't heard that one in a while, have you? 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. Let's spend some time talking about the news today. We got some sad news yesterday. It happened yesterday evening, in fact. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me just go through this Facebook thing real fast. Normally what ends up happening is I get this stuff done before I jump on the air, but not so much this time. It was like one of those crazy little things we've been running right up to deadline to get things going. But let me go ahead and do this. John Paul Stevens, long-serving American patriot, bow-tie-wearing Supreme Court justice, died last night at age 99. He was the third longest-serving justice in United States Supreme Court history and a towering court figure whose influence grew markedly over his tenure. The Associated Press reported he died in Florida after suffering a stroke. That happened on Monday. He died the next day. Truly sad. And we have lost a giant. He was not a justice who sought to become a celebrity or to assume the role of legal oracle, said George Washington Law School professor Jonathan Turley. He is the quintessential judge, someone who holds to that traditional view that the function of any judge or justice is to decide cases fairly and clearly. His opinions have a distinctly Midwestern character, strong, honest, direct. Stevens' Supreme Court career came at a time of distinct ideological shift. He was nominated in 1975 by President Gerald Ford as the court was moving away from its most liberal period. That in 1901 dominated by such figures as Earl Warren, Hugo Black, William Brennan, Thurgood Marshall, and Douglas, the liberal firebrand who Stevens replaced. By the time of his retirement in 2010, liberals were hoping that President Barack Obama's choice of Elena Kagan would help balance a conservative court that had been dominated in the recent years by Chief Justice William Rehnquist and his successor, John Roberts, as well as Antonin Scalia, Clarence Thomas, and Samuel Alito. During those years, Stevens evolved from a centrist and pragmatist to someone who was often the court's most liberal voice. His later years were marked by a number of scathing dissents, including Bush v. Gore, the case that decided the 2000 presidential election, and Citizens United versus FEC, the landmark 2010 election finance case. He also shifted to more liberal positions over the years on affirmative action and the death penalty. President Ford wrote to Fordham Law School in 2005 and said he has served his nation well at all times, carrying out his duties with dignity, intellect, and without partisan political concerns. Justice Stevens made me and our fellow citizens proud of my 3-decade-old decision to appoint him to the Supreme Court of the United States. John Paul Stevens, dead at age 99. Elsewhere in the news, the president got a sort of legal victory today. It's one of those distinctly Trumpian ones where, okay, he won in court, but why was he in court in the first place? Now, remember, I'm not someone who has any kind of standing necessary to be able to discuss, shall we say, certain morality issues, mainly because I just absolutely refuse to judge. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to judge somebody's personal business, and the reason I don't judge someone's personal business is because I don't want to be judged. I will report the news as it stands, that which I see, but I'm not going to cast aspersions on someone because of decisions they have made, especially this particular president, insofar as he really wasn't planning on being a president. He was planning on being a man about town. And he was that man about town, which, of course, led to all manner of foolish statements, haunting videotapes that are basically, well, let's say, Bidenish in their Gaffian structure, shall we say. The man has videotapes. There's another one that came out between Jeffrey Epstein in 1992, the two of them talking about women. Oh, that ought to be good. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to hear. Yeah, I want to hear more about that. Okay? As we go back, in this case, let's see, that would be what? 92, so that's 8 years. That would be 27 years, would it not? Yeah, let's go back 27 years and stomp on the president for something he said 27 years ago to a complete, if everything we hear about him is true, a complete crazy man. The only thing that I can say is that 15 years ago, President Trump threw Jeffrey Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago and broke off all contact with the guy, and for very good reasons. Just going to leave it alone. Telephone number 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. So what was the legal victory? Glad you asked. Federal prosecutors in the Southern District of New York have ended their investigation into the Trump Organization's role in hush money payments made to women who alleged affairs with President Donald Trump and have been ordered by a judge to release additional information conducted to their related probe of former Trump lawyer Michael Cohen. This according to court documents. CNN reports, thanks to Erica Orden, CNN reports the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office had approached the end of its investigation of the Trump Organization and was not poised to charge any executives involved in the company's efforts to reimburse Cohen for the money he paid to silence one of the women. That payment constituted an illegal campaign contribution, according to prosecutors. Trump denied the affair allegations. The campaign finance violations discussed in the materials are a matter of national importance, said U.S. District Court Judge William Pauley. Now that the government's investigation into those violations has concluded, it's time that every American has an opportunity to scrutinize the materials. Okay. For what reason? Well, I'll tell you for what reason. So more people will have more opportunity to punch the president around on things that he can't defend himself of and from in a court of law, which is dirty pool. Pauley ordered a copy of the government's July status report and copies of search warrant materials from the Cohen case to be filed publicly with very limited redactions by tomorrow at 11 a.m. The conclusion of federal prosecutors' investigation of the Trump company's role in the Cohen matter marks a significant victory for the president's family business, although it likely doesn't come as a complete surprise. There had been no contact between the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office and officials of the Trump Organization in more than 5 months. A lawyer for Trump, Jay Sekulow, said, "We are pleased the investigation surrounding these ridiculous campaign finance allegations is now closed. We have maintained from the outset the president never engaged in any campaign finance violation. He doesn't need to. He didn't spend anybody's money. He spent his own. Will he do that again? I don't know. I don't know whether he's going to do that again. He made his point. I think that was a good point to make, and he did it. Yesterday, the president was spanked on the hand for his tweets that were absolutely racist as long as you don't actually read them. If you read about the tweets, oh, my God, they're just terribly racist. That's awful. But if you actually read them, and I did read them verbatim to Isaac Tate, who's a true Democrat and an American patriot, and he said, those aren't racist. They're not racist. And oh, by the way, there's some fiddle-dee-dee and falderall that go on with that, and I'll talk about that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Ms. Kamala Harris decided to essentially blow the entire narrative. All right, well, there you go. This is what happens. Like I said, if you're worried about something that liberals are doing or what they're saying or something, just give them time. They'll screw themselves up here in just a couple of minutes. They can't help it. It's just the way it is. So the president has been censured. My God. That's right. He's been censured. And interesting, the document that they used to censure him cannot be read in the House of Representatives without breaking rules, which I found, let's see, what's the word? Hysterically funny. You see, this was a Nancy Pelosi production and her acolytes in the House of Representatives. The rules don't mean anything to Nancy Pelosi. She's above the rules. You know, they keep pointing at the president and saying, no president is above the law. But, of course, we know a presidential candidate is above the law, and that, of course, is Hillary Clinton. She's spectacularly above the law. And, of course, so is Nancy Pelosi. Nancy Pelosi is spectacularly above the law. Why? Well, because she is. Because she says so. Because she's made it so, number one. Okay. All right, whatever. So because the president is such a disgusting, reeking, racist rat. Nice alliteration. Now what we're doing is we're going to impeach him. This is the best chance that Al Green has to do it. And so what he's trying to do is, once again, he's trying to say, we got to impeach this president. They may vote on it today. I doubt it. The House is slated to vote this afternoon on whether to immediately consider articles of impeachment against Donald Trump, the first barometer of efforts to remove the president by the Democrat-led House and foment the Second American Revolution, which will happen. Mark my words. The move, forced by Representative Al Green of Texas, used a procedural mechanism that required action within 2 days, is unlikely to succeed. But it did succeed in getting him a couple of headlines in Politico. Speaker Nancy Pelosi has long opposed efforts to immediately begin impeachment proceedings against President Trump and confirmed she would not support Green's resolution. No, I don't, she told reporters today. Does that come as a surprise? Green cited Trump's recent racist tweets against 4 Democrat congresswomen as the impetus for his efforts to force the issue. It's time for us to send the president a clear message that he is not above the law. Well, like Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton. He is not above the law, said Green. House leaders are likely to sideline Green's measure with their own procedural vote, moving either to table his articles and delay them or bottle them up in the Judiciary Committee. Pelosi would not answer questions about which route they would take. Someone's going to take him aside and say, hey, Al, stop rocking the boat. And Al's going to go, well, wait a minute, well, what about the squad? And then they're going to say, Al, quit rocking the boat. What about the squad? Yeah, exactly. And they'll do that for a little while until Al finally gets tired and says, okay, I'll quit rocking the boat. That's the way that's going to go. So, what about Republicans that hate the president? What about these never Trump clowns? What about these moderate Republicans that hate the president of the United States? What about them? Well, there are a few of them that I believe need to be diselected. I need to find out whether you believe they should be diselected. And we're going to do all of that as we continue here on the Wells Report on this Wednesday, Hump Day. 844 Radio US gets you through to the USA Radio Network.
If you're over the age of 50 and considering buying an annuity in the next 60 days, I have some important news for you. Don't buy an annuity until you understand the pros and cons of annuities. A free book to help you maximize your retirement income from television host and 3-time author Josh Melberg has been released. This book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms. Grab a pen right now because we are about to offer you this free book that unlocks the 5 little-known secrets we believe baby boomers and seniors should know before buying an annuity. Call 800-985-1813 now, and you'll receive a free copy of Josh Melberg's book, Next Gen Annuity Strategies Revealed. As a bonus, we'll also send you a copy of The #1 Mistakes Retirees Are Making with Their Investments Today, and a free DVD on how you can get up to 33% more income in retirement. Call 800-985-1813 now. Again, that's 800-985-1813. Employees of J.D. Melberg Financial have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer.
Do you wish you could get better sleep and maybe lose a few pounds? Maybe more than a few pounds? Well, there's this product called Calitrin that helps with both sleep and weight loss. Just listen to what people are saying about it.
I've been taking Calitrim for right about 3 months, and I've lost 24 pounds and 19 overall inches. But my sleep has improved. I have so much more energy, and I have the desire to succeed more than ever. Anyone who needs weight loss, more energy, and better sleep, this product really does deliver.
Hi, I'm Roger. Over the 3 months that I took the product, my sleeping habits are increasingly much better. I got a better night's sleep, and I just can't say enough about the product and how it makes you feel. Also, additionally lost a little bit of weight on the program as well.
Hi, this is Erin, and I take Calitrin for weight loss, and I've lost about 20 pounds, and I feel great.
Calitrin is scientifically proven to help with sleep and weight loss safely and effectively. Check it out at toploss.com. That's toploss.com.
Money, 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 money. You gotta have it. When you need it, what do? If you don't have a rich uncle, call LendingTree. With us, hundreds of banks compete for your business, so you'll get loans with competitive interest rates, and in some cases, with no closing costs. So here's the deal. If you need money, call us. Do you want to refinance your current loan? Are you 62 or older and interested in a reverse mortgage? Then call LendingTree now. 800-634-1315, 800-634-1315. We've closed over $250 billion in loans. We know what we're doing and can help you. Call right now for a free quote. 800-634-1315, 800-634-1315, 800-634-1315. That's 800-634-1315. NMLS number 1136.
Have you written a book and want to get it published? Then call Page Publishing at 800-605-6995 immediately. That's 800-605-6995. Page Publishing is looking for authors of all types of books. And unlike most publishers, Page Publishing will take the time to review each and every book submitted to them and give you their feedback. If they like what they read, they'll get your book into bookstores and for sale online at Amazon, the Apple iTunes Store, Barnes & Noble, and other outlets. They handle everything: editing, cover design, copyright protection, printing, publicity, and distribution. So if you've written a novel, children's book, cookbook, inspirational work, poetry, or a biography and want to get it published, then you need to call Page Publishing and do it immediately. Call 800-605-6995 now for your free author submission kit. Again, for your free author submission kit, call 800-605-6995. That's 800-605-6995. Your road to fame and fortune could very well start with this simple phone call. Call Page Publishing at 800-605-6995 for your free author submission kit.
You are listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Our telephone number is 844-RADIO-US, 844-723-4687. 4 of the 197 Republicans in the House of Representatives joined Democrats to vote for a resolution condemning the racist tweets President Trump posted telling a group of minority congresswomen to go back to the countries they originally came from. The Republicans broke ranks for the resolution after their party leadership defended the president's remarks. Well, those people who did it were Representative Will Hurd of Texas, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, Fred Upton of Michigan, and Susan Brooks of Indiana. Justin Amash of Michigan, who originally or recently left the Republican Party to become an independent, also voted in support of the resolution. That's okay. I don't have any problem with that. I do, however, have problems with Will Hurd of Texas. He lives in my home state. I'm actually going to be able to find somebody to take his place in the Congress because somebody needs to. Because he doesn't get it. Neither does Brian Fitzpatrick or Fred Upton or Susan Brooks. I don't like the fact that the federal government of the United States has become a politicians-only club. I don't like the fact that it makes no difference whatsoever. None. Makes no difference whether it's a Democrat Party or a Republican Party. The political imperative will win out over the people's imperative every single time. These people are fleecing the United States Treasury. $25 trillion in debt? Are you flipping kidding me? I have to do more work on it. I saw it just before I came on the air. Somebody says it's actually 70 trillion. That's not even real. That's not even a real number. There's no such thing as 70 trillion anything. So I've got to do some more research on that, but I can tell you that it's pretty reliable that about a $25 trillion debt is what we're facing. And that is because politicians are following the time-honored way to destroy a republic, which is to rob the public treasury. That's the way you do it. And that's what they're doing. The people of the United States called politicians on their game in 2016 by firing the best squad, to use an overused word these days, but to fire every politician in the inventory, every single one of them, in favor of Donald Trump, because they wanted something else. They don't want people that use problems, deep, terrible problems in the United States. Didn't want to use them as political footballs. The people of the United States wanted these problems solved. And every time a politician stands up and stops the president from solving a problem, the president gets more votes. More about that is coming up in just a couple of moments. I'm not just speaking out of my hat here. I got proof. I got proof of what I'm telling you. Four of the 197 Republicans voted with Democrats. It's because they're not Republicans. It's because they are Democrats. Will Hurd of Texas, Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania, Fred Upton of Michigan, Susan Brooks of Indiana. Get those people out of the Congress. Is it because they voted against President Trump? No. It's because they're not Republicans. Do you have to vote in favor of President Trump if you're a Republican? On things that make no sense? Yes. On pure political, pernicious nastiness? Absolutely you vote for the president. And if you can't do that, you're in the wrong office. I can hardly wait to debate Will Hurd. I'm going to make that happen. I'm going to go and debate that guy. Heck, I might even run for his seat. You're listening to the Wells Report. My name is John David Wells. Telephone number 844-RADIO-US. It's the USA Radio Network.
Everyone loves liberty, so why are you letting other people tell you what's best for your health care? Exercise your freedom with Liberty Health Share. Liberty Health Share is a community of people who voluntarily share one another's medical costs. Members are able to take back the freedom to make their own decisions about their health care. Stop letting others tell you what to do. Call us at 855-58-LIBERTY for more information, or check us out online at libertyhealthshare.org. That's libertyhealthshare.org.
At Walgreens, we know that your day doesn't stop for diabetes. So when you've got places to go and people to see, count on Walgreens every day to get expert diabetes advice 24/7. Find all major brands of testing supplies like Walgreens True Metrics in-store and online. And download tools to help you stay on track, like our 5-star mobile app with Pill Reminder. At Walgreens, we are your diabetes go-to. Stop by and talk to your pharmacist today. Walgreens, trusted since 1901.